SIME in the Department of Finance. I would now like to mention the floor of events. First, the speaker will address us. Post, she will have a moderated question and answer session by our faculty moderator. Lastly, the floor will be kept open for questions from the audience. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite the speaker on stage.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so I thought that I can the microphone and the ear not behind the radio. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents who have come first time to any institution which I waited 20 years for them to come and to spend some time, 2 minutes, and I know that all of you are either here by choice or by force, whatever, but I'd like to read out the name of the people who made me. Okay, this is no particular order. Okay, I try to be maintaining alphabetical, but then there's also mistake in slide alignment. Father Abraham, Professor Bhanta Mishra, Professor P.V. Mishra, Professor B.M. Rao, Professor P.P. Das, Professor Ramana, one of my friend personal guide throughout, even after passing out. Professor D.P. Das, Professor Gopal Naik, Professor Govind Rajan, Professor Lata Rajan, Professor Rajan Tripathi, Professor Smita Patnaik, Professor Deepak Mishra, Professor Ivan Kumar, Professor Jaideep Mukherjee, Professor Julu, Professor Kaushik Rao, Professor Prahlad Mishra, Professor Manasvi Swami, Professor Sanjay Mishra, Professor S.B. Mohanty, Professor Francis Castillo, Professor Vinay Mishra. Can I have a round of applause much louder? And while you are all having a course here and studying here, there will be some profs you like, some profs you can run off, some profs you hate. But definitely as you move ahead in life, each one of them matters, and whatever each one teaches, right? Each paper which you feel is relatively less important, actually you come to know is that it has use in our day-to-day life in corporate. Okay? And it would be really bad on my part that if I don't acknowledge what they have done and come here and say that I am telling something which I experienced on my journey, which I want to share with you. And before I start what I'm going to speak, I'd like to thank Aparna who coordinated and worked with me. And in fact, she guided me through this piece today. We had an open talk and she told me that what she wants to hear. She told me that, sir, we want to hear your story. Okay? And also, we are giving you a topic and theme, and we stick to the topic and theme. And as you tell your story, the examples should be from your life and your journey. Now, it means that I have two tracks here. One is that my story, and with all humility, whenever you find in my story a little bit of pride, then it is my mistake. Whatever story I am going to tell, which is my journey, which I have the institute, after the institute, I'm sharing with whatever discussion we had. And uh, it is heartening to see that even 20 years later, okay, the energy level is same. In fact, I told yesterday to many that this batch or this lot is much brighter and more intelligent than me. I can't tell about my batchmates. I think they were all very good, and they were also part of what I am today. And as we go ahead, I'll also give you a little bit of anecdotes on what you're actually going to take away from the institute and go to the corporate. Okay. And let's make it a little bit interactive. Okay. I think many of you are comfortable with me now. You can ask any questions, you can stop me anywhere. Okay. And the topic is such that it deals with the ring of ambiguity. And in such, what happens is that there could be something which does not make sense to you. So I'd like you to raise hands and stop. And before I proceed, I would like to thank Professor Das for the nice welcome in the morning. And the interesting thing is that we have met earlier 2 3 times, and we will reconnecting that where and what and when. And I know that he comes with high intellect himself. Okay, so let's move to the topic. Okay, so certain and uncertain, I will get into success in one moment. Now, whenever we talk about uncertainty, unknown, what we are doing is that we are trying to fight the devil inside us. Okay? We carry our own devil, and if you remember, we used to have tales of Vikram and Vedal. And so we carry a Vedal with us, which is our insecurity. And that comes from this word uncertain and unknown. Okay. So as we go ahead in this talk, let's try to maintain a simple thing. And the simplest thing is that we run with common sense, right? Not trying to say that how deep, how long, how big, and all that. I know that many of you are in first year, okay. And today, if I start bombarding you with a lot of graphs, analytics, research paper, okay, it will sound very nice, exciting, but you know what? 20 years back, I would have done that. Now I see that the simpler the things are, the easier, and we have more recall value. Okay? And while I'm speaking this, at no point of time, any of you should feel that I know more than you about this topic. Many of you have had the life from where you started to where you are today, where you have seen more life than you, which means that you have gathered more experience and wisdom than what I have gathered, because each one has got his own journey. And the fact that you are in this, prestigious institute, okay, is that each one of you is a star. So that should never be in doubt. Okay. And what I'm going to approach is something which my faculties have taught me, and I'm going to approach that with the sense of common sense through which I learn what they taught me. So whenever the topic is given, what's the first thing we do? Okay? We question it, right? What is being uncertain? And then I thought that let's start with one of the pictures which I saw today morning. Okay. I thought I was interested in uncertainty, but now I'm not so sure. So when I saw this, I was certain that that uncertainty is the truth which we live with. Okay. Now, as I say, what is uncertainty? So uncertainty means, if we look at it, and Aparna had guided me that when we are talking of uncertainty and unknown, please look at it from our shoes. Like students get into this zone of uncertainty and unknown, and how do we deal it today and as we go out of exam. Okay. So what does uncertainty mean? It means that anybody who's taking a decision does not have sufficient information and does not know how to react in the scenario which is going to come. They are not understanding that what is the reason, causal reason which is making me stand in a particular situation. Right? For example, it could put on weight. So I got into an uncertain situation, right? So they're small things, but such things we come and face, and you know how to meander around it. Okay? Now there are two things. One is planned uncertainty, and one is unplanned uncertainty. Okay. Now planned uncertainty is what when you go and sit for your PPT and pre-placement interviews and your final interview. It's a planned unknown phase, right? Now, unplanned uncertainty is what I face today morning, right? And day in, day out, we are facing such situations, right? And the interesting thing is that we all have our method of dealing with it, okay? And we develop our way. And unknown means that we don't know what's going to happen, right? So we don't have enough information. Right? Now, this is what I hold about uncertainty. Can I have? Do you have microphones here? You can run across. Okay. So let's say that this is how we feel that we define that this is uncertainty and this is unknown. And I didn't ask this question to you all because it's so simple a definition that each one of us know. Is there anyone in this room who did not know what is uncertainty and what is unknown? Okay, good. So no hands means I will take that each one of you know, right? Now let's say that if this is uncertainty and if this is unknown, how do we tackle it? What would you do? So can you run across the microphone for some use? Please random and quick. Raise your hand quickly. What will you do? The definition always has the answer, right? Whenever we question our best friends are what and why. Right? So using these two friends, what and why, can you say that if you are in an uncertain situation, unknown situation, and uncertainty, let's address that first. What would you do? Is it yesterday's night? See, the thing is that when we think something very serious, like an auditorium, formal business excellence summit, we are taking ourselves and putting pressure on ourselves that we have to tell something which has to be perfect, and there is no good, right, wrong, there is nothing like that. Believe me, even that is not there for even a trial balance we are doing, we are balancing it. Approach is different, right? The only thing certain is that the left should match the right. Yes, please.
So, sir, I think the very first step should be to acknowledge the fact that there is an uncertainty. I think living in denial would not help us in any way. And then it's about figuring out ways, different approaches, on how to help and deal with the situation. So that should be the idea.
Excellent, excellent. Any other views? Yes.
Sir, when I personally am in an uncertain situation or unknown situation, I think about a certain principle. It's called first principle thinking. I see the situation, I ask what is the situation and why is it this way, and I try to make informed decisions along that situation.
Excellent. So, to make informed decision, stay with the thought. Can you have a mic? To make informed decision, what do you need?
I need information about my situation first.
Excellent. So, you need information, right? Very good. So, what will you do for the information?
I will try to, what you can say, interact with the situation. I mean, what is happening, first thing. Other than what other people are doing. What am I saying? How am I saying? What is my point of view in this situation? What might other people think about the situation? Other than that, what are the macro factors that affect this game?
Excellent, excellent. Okay, good. So, thank you. Thanks a lot. So, what am I going to do is that I'll gather information, gather intelligence, right? And how do I gather intelligence? I have some primary research, which is like what he said is that I will go and find out, right, about that the situation, what is the information I can collect? Like, let's take an example of you're seeking for a placement, right, for a particular company. You don't know who's coming, so you'll find out from the placement committee that who are coming. Right? Then you would like to go to Google and find out things about the company, things about the person who's coming, look him up in the LinkedIn. What are you doing? You're trying to find out data yourself, okay? And you're trying to make a first hand research and find out. Then what you're going to do is that if you want to know that what is the temperament of the person, so what will you do? In LinkedIn, you will see what are the things written about him, like people who are recommending him or her. You will do that, okay? Now I'm making it very simple, right? Even in any uncertain situation, like if we do any engagement, like when we are doing, let's say when I was doing Washington Mutual merger and acquisition, right? Bear distance merger and acquisition. When we go in, what is the life of a consultant? The consultant's life is that, and I'm talking pure strategy and business consulting, is that you're going and spending time with the people who have been doing that for donkey's years and doing a study for 2 years, taking information from them and giving them an output which they will accept and implement. Right? What is it that we are doing different? That if they have done it for 20 years, that they will listen to somebody who has done something for 2, 3 years. Right? What we do is that we do this primary research. And secondary research is that where are the other data or other information which is available? Somebody else has done the research and put it out there. And I collect the data and I make intelligence out of it. What does that give me? That reduces the insecurity. Right? That I am aware now that there's uncertain, there is certainty coming. I know that X gentleman or X lady is coming from Y company and Y company does this, X company is in X person is in this field. So most likely these are the questions I will prepare for. Right? That brings you out from that uncertainty unknown to partial known and partial certainty. Yes, no? Yes. So if this is as simple as this, right? Now the problem is that when we get into an uncertain situation, we spend or dwell a lot of time on getting worried and not trying to do that 1, 2, 3 things. Now when I give a placement kind of a situation, it comes easy to do. Now think of all the situations where we all fell into an uncertain kind of a thing. What we have to do is the simple approach. There's nothing rocket science here. You see, where we have the maximum pain and problem in ourselves is where we don't do the simple things. We try to overcomplicate it. Right? We say, you know what? That person had gone to that campus and he asked this question and that question. All those things go on. But I'm not doing my primary work of gathering data. If I am in uncertainty, if I am in an unknown situation, all I need to do is that do the first 2, 3 steps of moving inch closer to more certainty and more known territory. Right? Now, when and at this juncture, I will get into the track 2 of my own career. So think of it like somebody who has gone into Naval Academy, suddenly comes out of it. Okay, my father is an engineer, my uncle is a doctor. I never wanted to be an engineer and doctor. Okay, I come out. What do I do next? Okay. When you come out from something which you are chosen, and in our time, there were entrances once in a year, college entries were once in a year. We didn't have access to foreign universities like we have today. If you ask me, I was in dark. I didn't know what to do. And I want to do something which I don't like. Now what do I do then? Okay. So that was the time that I didn't know these concepts. I only used my common sense. I found out that okay, if I am in this situation, what do I need to do first? Okay, these are the things. You talked about environment, I also talked about information from outside. At that juncture, I had a realization, okay, and which I will come to in the next slide. Okay. the things in the world, of all the courses you have done, of all the qualifications you have gathered, okay, of all the readings you have done, after all that, you have the biggest authority or knowledge about what or whom. Yes, yes, please. Absolutely, excellent. Actually, we know ourselves the best. You would have read tons of books, but then actually we know ourselves the best. The problem is that we create shadows, we create veil, we create our own parda. We are not ready to meet ourselves. We don't take those two steps to know that who we are. And in any situation of uncertainty and unknown, okay, and I'm talking from my training in academy, where you were told that in any situation, if you're in a forest, this dense forest, there's a tiger in front of you, there's a snake beside you, and you know like somebody is chasing you with a gun, what do you do? At that moment, spend that 5 seconds on yourself to know that what is your strength. Are you a good climber of a tree? Are you a good runner? Because in any situation, there are two things. We either fight or flight. And nothing is bad. But then I need to know myself first. Okay? In any uncertain situation, wherever you face, whenever you face in your career, try spending time with yourself. Until you know yourself, okay, you will be just, trying to ape somebody, going by the convention, trying to be somebody else. And wherever we have stumbled in life, I don't say failure because I don't think there is some people failure in life. Either you succeed or you learn. And you can remove failure from your dictionary. But wherever you have stumbled, what has happened? If you have known yourself and you work on yourself and you work on your strengths and yet you stumble, then you know what is the course correction. The problem is that when you want it to be somebody else, when I want to jump out of my room like Rajnikant had in a cinema hall with those movie cameras with stunt, which I don't know, but I saw the movie and I saw Rajnikant jumping and I wanted to be Rajnikant. I jumped and I fell down. Now I don't know what corrective measure I can do because when Rajnikant jumped, I didn't know what are the precautions he took. I don't know that there is a false world. It is a cinema. Right? And I'm giving an extreme example to make the point. Right? Now just think of it. In our lives, do we do that? We get sometimes influenced. Maybe when I went into JP Morgan, I recalled macroeconomics, Professor Latara, accounts, Professor Ramana. If I would say that I would approach the balance sheet the way he did, okay, he is an idol. I'm trying to ape, but I'm not him. Maybe he can run through 20 balance sheets and see and just find out because he's been doing it day in, day out. And you know him that he is a master of that. I am not, I'm still a student, right? So I need to know that to my strength, how do I interpret those balance sheets? How do I interpret reports? How do I take knowledge from there? And within my strength and weakness, I enter it and do the output which is required. Okay. And while we are in this journey, there is this is a very simple mantra, okay, which it was given to me in my first job, okay, is sphere of control and sphere of concern. Okay. Now I am going to tell something you guys have to, be with me and tell me that whether it is true or not. All of you have come at least given one interview, I know, because you have come to this institute, right? When you went into your GD, do you have GD now, sir? When you went into your GD and interview, okay, while you were waiting for your turn to come, what happened? Can some people relate? Exactly. Take yourself a year back for first year and a few months back for second year people a year and a few months back. What happened? What was the scene? There was a room that Two, three profs were there. Supposedly, prof, you don't know whether it is prof or anyone, but two, three people are there in a room. You are sitting outside, right? And we are creating a real life scenario here. Okay? Your objective or your success is well defined. You have to go to the interview, crack the interview. Correct? Let's allow with me. Do you think that this makes sense? Because see, you faced one interview, and throughout these 2 years you are here, actually you are spending more time thinking of the other interview which you are going to face than the class which you are attending. The profs have that difficulty. And at least I can tell you, our profs at our time were very clear. Was placement is placement. Teams look out. I am here for this, and my subject is the most important subject for you to call yourself MBA. And that's why 6, 7 profs made our life really rigorous. Okay, I don't say hell because I came from India, so I know what is hell. But so let's get back to that situation. All of you come giving interview, right? This is the Sonata. Just virtual, oh, right for COVID. Okay, all right, very good. So you have virtual interview also, and now is the final interview also virtual?
Our selection process is virtual.
Okay, what about the final placement?
The final placement, some are virtual, some are.
Yes, and that interview happens.
Some are.
Yes. How many second year here? Kamlesh, I want to shoot you. Anurag and Kamlesh, my brothers. Okay. So second year. You have done your summer, so you have done your summer interview, right? And amongst the first year, who all have attended summer interview? Excellent. So we have got a good amount of crowd, right? So the person who came and gave the PPT and then took the interview, right? You are not friends. Like I'm talking about when you are entering externally, you are not friends, right? Many DDs would have made you know that what is life. When common goal is there and the pie is limited, what happens? DD is the answer. But let's get to the interview. So you all are given interview. What was happening when the interview process was going on and you were out waiting outside? Yes, anybody, please. Yes, please.
So basically, just before the interview, it was a situation of a little tense. So trying to think what questions they will ask, will I be able to answer it? The questions that can be that can be asked from my answers, and how do I tackle them? So that was the thought process of that part.
Okay. And I'm going to stay. Anybody else who is going to speak, please raise hand so that the microphone is there so that I can make it quick. Okay? Because interesting, my session can only run if you all are participating. Yes. So you were dealing with uncertainty?
Yes, sir.
You were dealing with unknown?
Yes.
And then one person, one of your batchmates went for the interview and came out. Okay. And 3 of you are waiting. The next one is gone in. What did the other two do with that guy?
They started asking questions like what all did they ask, what were they asking, how is the atmosphere?
Right? You did that? Okay. Then what did that person tell you?
So at that time we told that yeah, they are trying to grill a little bit, but they are trying to make it a conversation. If you are just true to your answer and you are good with them, it will be good.
He's not selected, but he's already given information. Very good. Thank you. And we are very serious about when we are taking that information, correct? Okay. Any other real life? Yes, please.
One of the main things that I did was that while going for the interview, if I'm the next person to get it, so I started for introduction a lot. Because I see that if I'm able to I rehearse it again and again. If I'm able to do that right, I think I'll be able to take part of the interview in a more confident manner. So I remember each time before doing it, I'm just practicing hello and service for that and I remember doing that again and again. Maybe that gives me confidence if I'm able to speak that and rest of the people will find.
Excellent, excellent. Okay.
There is a lot of anxiety, and as people are coming in, they're trying to just share, they're sharing new information. So all these things are going into your head. I mean, I'm not prepared for this thing. I'm not even seen this thing. So this thing add up to anxiety each time.
Excellent. Thank you. Both of you, thank you. Now you see the operative word, which I wanted to highlight, anxiety, tense. I am not prepared for this answer. You know what? In any uncertain or unknown situation you face in future or you have faced in past, these three things are there. Yes or no? And that comes from the insecurity. But just imagine what two friends here described. What are we working on? Are we working on sphere of control or sphere of concern? Right? Sphere of concern? Now tell me, three people are there. A person has gone in and come out. He doesn't even know that whether he has got through. But he is telling you know what? If you answer like this, they will be happy. How do you answer? Okay, more. You know what? Two people are asking. Now what you do is that you are all like MBA students, right? More intelligent. You understand the MBA way. There is an MBA way of doing everything, right? So we will put it to a pattern. We will try to create pattern. So you will see the first person who came and told, you know what? This is the question they are asking. These are the questions they are asking. Okay, and out of the three people, two people are asking one question, and the third person is always silent. You know what? He is the psychology guy. He is the one who is observing. This discussion happens. Otherwise, out of three, one person is asking tough questions or asking you obnoxious questions. Two people are good. Third person is rallying. Okay. Now, the first person told that. Then the second person went in, came out. He told similar thing. The fourth person who is going to go in, he's already created a pattern in his mind. Yes or no? Have we all done it? Raise your hand who have done this. No, all of us have done that. Right? But where are we working? We are working on sphere of concern. Can you change how the person looks? How that gentleman or lady is asking question? Can you control that one of the panel member does not ask question? Can you control that one of the panel member is aggressive? Is there anything you can do better than that? But time and again we have done this. And believe me, for your final placement or next placement interview, each one of each one of us here say that we will not do this. We work on what is our sphere of control. And anybody who's understood the art of interview, okay, and that will come when he is going to ask me questions, you are not going to ask me questions after this talk. I will write a note and give it to Ramana sir that I want to speak about this. You ask me any question, I will come to that. I can bring any interview to where I want, and that's the art which developed through years. And each one of you can develop that. See, you have to work on your sphere of control, which is what are your subjects. There are common questions. Like he very nicely told that I work on my introduction. It's sphere of control. He is going to speak about himself and what he is going to speak. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next question will be that what are your subjects? What are your favorite papers? What are the things that you know? I am going to work on my sphere of control. I'll give you another classic example. Okay, we get delayed for our train or flight as family or as friends. Suppose we got late and we got into the cab. As we got into the cab, till we reach the airport or station, we are fighting amongst ourselves and debating that you got late, you did that, and you did this. Because of you, we are going to miss and everything, and 70% of the time you miss. So what did you do from home to airport or home to railway station? You created a tension and anxiety and insecurity of missing the flight or train for no reason. And that, reminds me of that Karina Kapoor running behind that, that feeling of always missing the train. And we are consciously doing that. Okay? So you understand what is sphere of control and sphere of concern? So where will you work on? Sphere of Excellent. So this is Aparna, wherever you are. Okay. Alright. So this is my first thing which I've given to the batch. She wanted very clear, and I found them very demanding and very nice. That sir, you tell something which is relevant to us. So this is definitely relevant to you. Okay. So you're going to do your introduce better. Okay. And then know the environment, which you told, right? First you know yourself, and then know that environment. Why do we need to know the environment? Can we change the environment? Maybe not. But why do we need to know the environment? Yes, yes.
We try to know the environment so that we can fit in the situation, we can prepare ourselves according to the environment, according to the surroundings, and we can make our mindset in such a way that we can tackle the situation that is coming.
Very good. So you see, what is happening is that we need to know the environment, not to work on the environment, but to work on ourselves. But in interview that does not work. Your environment is not those three people. But environment is done, you can't say human beings who can just he's come with the purpose to pick 2 people out of 300 people. Put yourself in that shoe. I mean, then they don't try that. But yes, when you are trying to go into finance, like search for finance, suppose you want to join one company in finance or one company in consulting, what are you doing? You're trying to know the environment. Why? To work in your sphere of control, which is you can change only one person in the world. Nobody else. The majority of fight in our personal life with anybody is because we want to change somebody. We want somebody to behave in a particular way. Whereas, if you want a particular behavior from somebody, you have to figure out that how you need to behave, what cues you need to give to get the reciprocation which you want. So, where do you need to work? You need to work on yourself. Okay. So, these are the thoughts with which I thought that it will make sense. Now, we have to also get into career perspective. Aparna told that, sir, we will get a job. After that, what happens in the career? How did you meander through your career? Okay. So, with all humility, let me tell you, when I passed out of exam, I knew that there are people who would come out of IIMs. Okay. And I knew that in rankings and all, they are better. They have beaten me in an entrance test, and they have got that. They should not be denied for truth. In my mind, I came to the James Bond of the world, but the truth is this. No, I needed to, see that how do I need to work on myself. I realized that, okay, if I put a hypothesis that premier institutes give you premier job, then all CEOs would have been provided, all entrepreneurs would have been provided. It's not so. Empirical data, primary research. No, it's not there. I said, if this is not true, then what is the reason? And then I realized that maybe many are not even from exile. So they are the best people to learn because they are not even from exile, but they have done very well. And I went and spoke to them, I gathered information about them from different sources. What I found out is that, see, your academics or your institution gives you a very good platform, very honestly can. Now, after that, what we do is on us, how we relate what we learned in the institute to the real life, how we fine-tune it, how we adapted to it, and made it to our strength determines where we reach. That is why the same batchmates, having the same institute, having the same set of faculty, still have different performance as the outside. And again, I come back to my story here that when I got into JP Morgan, okay, let me tell you, in campus, I was not a finance guy. And I'll tell you my reason why I took 5 papers of finance and was specialized in finance and marketing is because I wanted to take the maximum advantage of these 2 years. And I was mentioning to Professor Das in in the morning that I did my MBA with my own money and I wanted the maximum work from this institute. I spent a lot of time in library because I found this library is one of the best libraries that I saw maybe after IIT Roorkee's library. So for me to find such a library in Bhubaneswar was rare. I took advantage. Two, I saw that these are the best props I have got. These are the best campus I have got. These are the best papers I have got. So the maximum limit that the institute put, where we were allowed to take 3 papers by giving extra money. So you need to know when I am spending my own money, I am here for getting the maximum work. So I will be stingy. So instead of 15 papers or whatever was the requirement, I took 5-7 papers more. And we were 2 people, me and Satya from my batch. We matched it. I didn't know then what is the use of it. But let me tell you, back to when I was in JP Morgan, okay, I won't take names. 3 studs of my own day batch, okay, finance studs. And one of them, much younger to me, chartered accountant, but he helped me in F1 initially when understanding that how to handle those difficult balance sheets, okay, with serve book and how to solve it. But to in life, okay, I was recommending his promotion. Okay, this happened really. 3 people who were finance studs much better than me. I also today also accept they were much better than me. But somehow in life, whatever application was done, took me to a level where I was a level above. And it never stopped me from helping them out of fighting for them. Somebody was in Singapore, I fought for him. Why? I said that I know he's better than me. How is this organization putting me above? It's wrong. So you see, this is the circle of life. If this is true, then I am sure there is somebody who is studying in so-called worse institute than exam who might be my boss. That is the another lesson I am telling you. Be prepared. There is nothing wrong. If you are thinking that I can cross an line, somebody else will cross you. The thing is that what you do after institute, if you think that you have come here, you got passport of exam and you are now cut out for the CEO, sorry. That next 20 years, what you do is important. And what I did was that I felt that okay, if I have come out from exam, now if I have to go and work in this corporate, I need to create more arsenals, more weapons. I have to create a unique proposition for myself. And there the journey came learning beyond MBA. And that took me to Six Sigma. I went to G, did my Six Sigma, Black Belt, Master Plan, within record time. See, once you set goal, you are clear that this is the goal, you know what are the parameters you require to reach the goal, then it is only your hard work and laziness which you have to decide to do. A Black Belt certification generally takes in G 2 to 2.5 years. My younger brother became Black Belt before me because he was earlier there. And he told that you should start for 3 years, no problem. I said no. I finished it in 13 months. That's your own thing, how you want to run. Now what happened was that MBA, Six Sigma, I have reduced my competition. When I was doing Six Sigma, I understood that understanding the concept is good, but can I do 100 projects? If I do 100 projects in 100 scenarios, I will do the concept. That was the next goal. So in the next 2 years, I did that. So what I was doing was that trying to equip myself. And this is your own journey. Somebody wants to do HR, you will do your ISAPS training, sensitivity training. Somebody wants to do, finance. It's up to you whether you, after the MBA, you want to do chartered accountancy, CPA, NISM courses. You want to become a bond in bond, okay, and go beyond my bond in finance myself, okay. So every time I did any certification on finance, I would always think of him, that if he was standing in front of me, how he will tell him, Chitta, this is good, but not good enough. Right? And those are the best teachers, like, who tell you that, this is good, go beyond that, right? So, that unique combination, we have to create for ourselves. Okay? And then, next important thing. And whatever I am telling you, at the end, I will show a slide to humbly tell you that I am also an MBA from this institute and I passed. Because I have to bring it to a framework, a framework or a tool. Right? We'll come to that. But I thought that in the first year, guys, I should not start with that slide. We'll come to that at the end. Now, this brings to the thing which each one of you talked about. Yesterday, I spent some time with people, and everybody, most of you are very smart and intelligent on this thing, okay, which is networking. Now, let us spend some time on networking. What do you think of networking? Yes, please quick. I'm running behind by around 15 minutes. I know. Yes, please.
So it is conversations with different professionals and gathering their experiences, learning from them.
Excellent. Okay. Again, somebody else will yes.
Good morning, sir. This is Bhavya, and I'm the management board. So, for me, as I understand, networking is knowing the strength and weaknesses of your fellow mates and making sure that they know yours, and also learning and creating an environment that helps us all grow together.
Okay. I do what as I finish this talk, few of you will come with me. Okay. Take my number. Okay. And you know that you won't disturb me because I'm too busy and all. But definitely you will send me a request for LinkedIn. And then you keep on searching that if I want to join, say Infosys, or let's say I want to join McKinsey. LinkedIn search McKinsey, all people go on sending requests. And we think that if we are in touch with strong and powerful people, we are well networked. Or people who are in our community have a LinkedIn connect, we are well networked. Is networking so simple? You tell me which is the highest networking opportunity which each one of you is sitting on. Tell me. Yes. Yes. Excellent. You know what are you going to take back from exam? What are you going to take back from exam to your corporate life? This is a question which you want to answer, right? You want an answer for this or you don't want? If you don't want, I'll move to the next. You want it, right? So what are you going to take back? Yeah? See, very simple. The charm of coming to a good institute and people who are aspiring to get into good institute is your classmates, is your immediate senior and your immediate junior. 360 into 3, 1180 is the opportunity. How much you've taken at the end of your 2 years here is the balance sheet, or let's say you put your 22 or 24 lakhs. And this is the thing. And if you think that your objective in the faculty is getting the marks and FF1 over, FF2 over, Ramana over from life, oh, then you're lost. You take good faculties connect with you. Believe me, they are your first base of strong network. Your faculty, your alma mater, and especially your immediate junior and senior. Why? Networking does not happen on LinkedIn alone. It is going, meeting, understanding the other person, like the lady said. They are understanding you. And where is the opportunity? This 2 years into 24 hours, you still night 2, 3 a.m. people are partying with you. 24 hours is the opportunity. I can't help you last. That is the thing which you have to take from there. That is the thing which any good institute gives you. Why? Because 20 years later, I am confident 80% of you will be in strong positions in different corporate. And why props? Because props have seen many such come and go away. If any prop does not recognize me, I will definitely go on telling 10 times I am from this batch and that. Why? Because He is a teacher. He has seen 10,000 students. But I have seen only one Professor Rana. I will always remember. He is God to me. But I am one of those 10,000 ones. I am okay. As I said, always accept the base that there is no ego in any teacher in your life, whether a school teacher or any teacher. Like that, any of your classmates, don't judge. Tomorrow, if you are not going that way, how do you know your son or daughter is not going to that way? So, this is the network which you take to the corporate. This is the first network. Work on this. Does it make sense? Okay. As I said, I have to also, with humility present that I am an MBA. And this slide is for that. Okay, I have only kept one slide to tell that, gentlemen, whatever story I have been telling, there is research work and a research model and a tool to deal with uncertainty. And this is the tool. Okay. So it's a very interesting actually. Okay. It talks about that you work in 4 rings. Right? Known, knowns. You know that you know this. Okay, that is one part. The other is you don't know and you know that you don't know. This is unknown knows. The third one is you know it but you don't know that you know it. And the fourth is that you don't know it and you don't know that you don't know it. Most dangerous. Right? Don't you think that all our unknown are these 4 realms? Is there anything beyond it? And for each of the quadrant, we have a strategy for the same. When we are in known, what is the track? When you know that you know something, what is the track? Yes? What can go wrong when you are very confident that you know this thing? Yes, overconfidence. So either you are overconfident or biased. So what do you need to know then? What do you need to do then? Sorry. What do you need to do then? You need to seek the truth. Verify yourself. So challenge truths. Challenge yourself. Go for the truth. You know that you don't know something about a particular topic or a particular thing. Simple. What will I do? Yes, please. Try to learn. So you know that then the thing is that find out information, test that what is that, gather more information about it, you can cover it. Okay. Actually this is the easiest part to deal with, where you know what you don't know. Now you don't know that you don't know. The dangerous part. What do you do then? You create simulation for yourself. You don't know that, what I don't know. So create that simulation, create that situation, and then see that how do I react in it. And this is not for your academic and all, and this is the serious piece as you go ahead with your career, you go into your professional career. There are many times, and especially in consulting, what I found is that I'm going to a territory which I don't know anything about. I don't know also what I don't know. So what do I do then? I create scenarios, I create simulation, and then in that, how do I react? What are the possible things that could happen? What are the possible things that could go wrong? What can I do to take care of it? Okay, so that is the way where I will find and test assumption. And I know, okay, that unknown is there and I know about it. That is the place where your networking comes from. Because I know that I don't know that if that is what to do, I need to collaborate. The other assumption which I have is that I'm good in everything. Can't be. And that is one thing which excited us very nice to first ground you, right? When you work in groups, initially you think that I know more than that person. But when you do a third or fourth group task, you by that time know that whose strength is what and try to leverage and learn from each other. Okay? So I hope this matrix makes sense and this looks like an MBA slide. So I did anything actually. Okay. Now, somebody asked me yesterday that, sir, you had this career, that career, you succeeded in all. So you might be feeling very high about things then. I said, no. Because when you praise me, I think that you would have been criticizing me how I will react in the same way I will react when you praise me. We have to get answers to that level because in our work life, okay, we have to be objective. And another thing which I will tell you is that whatever is your biggest strength, and this anybody who has lived life will agree. Let's say that I am very good at boxing. Will I ever use it on people whom I love? Right? Your family, your girlfriend, to be wife, or whatever, whoever. Will you use it? No, right? Similarly, each one of you know that, say you're good at maths, you're good at analytics, you're good at accounts, you're good at marketing. You have to be conscious to say that I dropped that weapon when I entered the realm of home. What is the point of me using all my wit, humor, knowledge, and everything in front of my mom? There's no point. There's no point to make. So this is something which is a conscious journey which I have not, maybe, I won't say that I have done it completely, but to large extent, I have been using it as that whatever is your biggest strength, drop it when it comes to people who matter, who care, because they have made you what you are, in spite of their having that strength. Right? And to that question which was made to me yesterday, I am told that watch out for your enemies. When you get into the realm of uncertainty, the first thing is insecurity. What does it make you? It makes you fear. Do you know that the worst reaction from your adversary, competition, enemy, even if you are trying to, let's say you see a king cobra here, right now here. You know what is the biggest mistake you will do is when you are in your fear zone. You will do the biggest mistakes when you are in fear zone. And it will strike you only when it is in fear zone. What happens is that when we face this enemy fear, okay, this fear when it comes to us, we react in a way which is not the way we would react normally. And that will, in response, get a wrong reaction from the other person. If I am here, a king cobra is here, it's just sliding by nothing. If I get triggered and all that, then there's a sound wave, the cold-blooded animal starts becoming. And this happens in any interaction we do. Most of the mistakes that we have done in life is when we are in this zone of fear. And the other thing is zone of greed. I believe that many of you want to become traders. Okay, if you want to become trader, then I am telling you, these two enemies: fear of market moving the wrong direction and greed of the market moving in your direction. If you want to become trader, then please understand you are not Sattaraj. You are going to be a trader. This is your science. Whatever your science, maths, your strategy says, entry there, exit there, stop loss here, stop loss we have to adhere to. Same is for everything. These two things Now, this is something again, like the first cartoon and this cartoon I saw today. So when we are in uncertainty, when we are in unknown, or when we are in situation where we are not confident of what we are doing, or we are doing something where we are under that shift. These are the advices you get. If you cross, we'll all be so proud of you. This pressure is there on you. Does that happen? You are the chicken, by the way, the murga. You are not nervous about it, are you? Boss, I am nervous, I know. You know that I am nervous, but your counseling will tell you, you are not nervous now. Then a tactical person comes and says, eventually you are going to have to cross, so why not get it out of the way? Please understand, in any uncertain and unknown situation, if you think that I am not getting a grow pocket, but I have to go there, the first thing is that scouting, go enter, come out. However tense you are, ultimately you have to enter that interview. Alright, let's go and enter. Alright? So I hope this makes sense, and I leave you with this thought that wherever you go, you might have thinking that what will happen if I get a job in New Zealand? Okay, New Zealand is a good country. What will happen if I get a job in Nigeria? Okay, the biggest opportunities today are coming in Africa. Okay, so first, if you want to grow, if you want to make an impact, okay, and anything you want to do in life, if you are thinking that you will be in your zone of comfort, then it will not happen. If the ship has to, you a career in a ship has to cross the sea, it has to leave the shore. The zone of comfort has to be left. Okay? And I am repeating my thing of my yesterday's interview. Humility in success, fortitude in failure. This has been my mantra, which Aparna asked me, what is your mantra? This is it. I gave it to you now. Okay. Then the other thing that Aparna wanted me to include, and this is the last slide, I will not take more time on this, is that, sir, you have to tell something about entrepreneurship. Okay. You are an entrepreneur. Right? You have had a journey. What is it? How many of you want to become entrepreneurs? Oh, that's good. That's good. In my batch, there will be only one or two who would have raised hand. Now it seems right. Very good. And that is also a realm of unknown and uncertainty. And the highest realm of unknown and uncertainty. Okay. I will make two statements here. One, this is my personal view on my personal journey. We can have different view. I will request you to listen without the burden of agreement. Okay. Is that all the departments of MBA, all the faculties of MBA are used by any individual only when he becomes an entrepreneur. I have had 27 years of career. I can say this, that entrepreneurship is satisfying because that's the only place where your MBA becomes sarthak. You cannot escape. If you think that our HR was taken by Professor Smita Patnaik, okay, many used to think that HR is like, either maybe gender bias also. Okay, so say that ये लड़कियों वाला है, कम ब्रेन वाला स्टोरी है. Because in entrepreneurship, you know that it's such an integral, big part of the journey that you can never discard it. Right? You run any business, the backbone of the business is finance. If your finance and accounting, if you don't know how to do a cash flow statement, balance sheet you will learn, balance sheet your chartered accountant will do. But you run your business day to day with your cash flow. If you don't understand what is a cash flow statement, if you are going to become entrepreneurs and you are not doing that and you are not picking that up, If you have lost your first year without knowing that, please reach out and take that. It's a sure, trip to failure if that part is not taken care of. Okay? And marketing and sales is the breadwinner of the company. Okay? Now, breadwinner brought the work. Finance is ready. That this is how I am going to monitor the spend, the earning, and everything. HR is ready with the manpower, but you can't deliver any value without operations. And in all these things, what you require? Communication. And if you want your entrepreneurship thing to become big, it cannot become big without ethics. You get what I'm trying to tell you? That each paper which you are only looking at 4.5 grade or 6 grade or whatever is a lifetime thing. And I tell this again that MBA is about breadth, not about depth. But this is a professional qualification. You will go to a doctor who will tell that I forgot about heart which I read in first year. How many engineer friends? Ah, excellent. First semester is lost in sixth semester. Not in MBA. If you think that a small course was taken here will not come to use, we are all doctors of management. You can't tell that, see, I am not a BCom guy, I don't know finance. It's alright. Somebody who is not a BCom guy knows finance and he will be your boss. You getting that point? So those second year people, whatever you think that wherever you have been negligent, reach those prof. One thing I can tell you, any prof you reach in exam week will give you back. The intent has to be. I have come to Professor Ramana many times, even after Professor Ramana, they have given confidence. When I started, I see the blessing is there. This is my take on entrepreneurship, the good part, not the bad one. Okay. It has been a 6 years journey. Okay. And upon a road, first year I made one road, yes. What happened in second year? What happened in third year? What happened in fourth year? Second year funny happened. Third year pandemic one. Fourth year pandemic two. I'm bleeding from all poles. Right? So that's the situation, right? Failure kind of situation. And what is required there? Previous slide. In failure, what is required? Fortitude. Understanding. I didn't remember a single guy from my team. 2.5 lakhs bleeding every month. It might be a small amount for many, but understand it was bleeding for 36 months. 20,000 revenue per month. 2,000 rupees profit, 2.5 lakhs outflow. So cash flow, horrible, massive. And my take from entrepreneurship, okay, Ramesh is there, so okay, I see him now. Thanks for coming. If you ask me, my job in JP Morgan was a protected castle. I figured out how to run a corporate, how to be successful, and it was a fort. Okay. My executive assistant had a room which is bigger than my office today in Bhubaneswar, where I started. Okay. If I'm going to load potatoes onto a truck, if I see that the loaders are not doing it in time, or the loaders are less, and you're in paucity of time, that thing has to be understood. All those people who are why to be entrepreneurs, okay, and I put it in this way, is that you have to have the strength for sacrifice. It will take sacrifice, it will demand sacrifice from the personal life, from the professional life, from the finances. It is all about outcome. If entrepreneurship is a yagya, then it only asks for ahuti, ahuti, and ahuti. Have you seen yajna? When you give ahuti, what is left? Ashes. You have to have the kaleja to burn. Okay. And when you get ashes, that becomes your prasad, which is the vibhuti. Okay. And when somebody asks me, like, sir, entrepreneurship, I think that I am learning more. Learning more means you understand, right? I have taken a failure from my life. So I am learning more. And if somebody asks me, I say that, boss, till now, it has been only ahuti, ahuti, and ahuti. I have got no vibhuti, but I have got a lot of ahuti. And that is the thing, that are you ready to take the experience, stand on the ground, battles are there, some battle won, some battle lost, but the war is on. Soldier never quits. You want to be a good officer, must be a good soldier. This is the message of entrepreneurship. Right? With this thought, I end my talk. You exist in time, but you belong to eternity. Never lose heart. Each one of you is a star, and each one of you is going to rock well. And I really wish from the bottom of my heart that each one of you do much better than me. Okay, make the faculty proud, make the institute proud, make the alumni proud. Okay, when I am, maybe I'm struggling with the stick, I look up to you in economic times, or by that time it will be all digital. I would like to see all of you there. All the best. God bless you. God bless me. God bless everybody.
We would now like to commence the moderated question and answer session by our faculty moderator. Okay, let me student ask.
Can you just laptop? Okay. Another microphone, please. Yeah, no, sir. I saw the video.
First of all, thank you. It was wonderful. I also learned. I share what I learned. So you may be wondering what I was doing in cell phone while you were talking. I was questioning what I should ask. You may be thinking why, because I am actually facing the biggest unknown in this place. So I should share. I was not knowing what is my goal, right? I just think, okay. I was also not knowing what we are going to speak. Some of you who said gather data, I did attempt. Other side said that is also unknown. So now I have to be in a situation. So I figured out that I have to ask you some questions. This is my first model in this way. I try to avoid this unknown first. Okay, I said I'm not available, I'm busy. I gave some person's name, you can contact. But the students insisted, and the two students who came, I have a little bit of affection for them. So I actually could not really say no. Okay, so I am here. And thank you. I have a few questions. How much time do I have?
33 minutes.
Hmm?
33 minutes.
I can ask him 3 to 4 questions. I made some questions. I start with the first, second, Ahuti, Vibhuti, Anuti. That was a wonderful one. And you also try to link with HR, perhaps my interest area. So as an entrepreneur, is people your assets or liabilities?
See, actually, if you look at any asset can become a liability. To start with, we hire people team as asset, and if I am wrong in my decision, then it becomes liability for the company. But the common rule is that every person is an asset in himself. Every person has a strength. Every person has some utility, something which brings value. It is the person who is taking the decision of hiring and who is the leader uh, takes call that that asset is no more useful or it's a liability. And the best thing which I have been taught is that the moment you realize that the asset is not working, you need to sit with the asset, discuss, have a straight talk, and with respect and giving due respect to the strength. And this I have done to even my allies. So in corporate we have welfare, where we have outstanding performance, we have needs improvement, where we are told to remove them, right? And by the HR law. So we give time, we work on that person. If it is not working, then have an honest talk with all respect that you are an asset, but in the gravity of the company's requirement
Yes, sir.
is becoming a liability.
Actually, this is a criticism of my profession, so you can take it in a positive way. Anybody I have asked, entrepreneur, senior people, people are all assets, but they only show in income statement. So they don't show in balance sheet. So that is the biggest paradox of finance. So how do you deal with when they appear in expense and you call that asset? How do you deal with an entrepreneur?
You spoke to somebody, okay, who said in the talk that for 3 years, 2.5 lakhs outflow, the biggest percentage of that was manpower and revenue of 20,000, net profit of 2,000. Net profit, sorry, the GP of 2,000.
Cash flow from the operations.
Yes, and it is all negative cash flow you see overall. But I can remove it. What happens is that there's a call which each leader has to take. See, what happens is finance, accounts, HR, marketing, sales, all these are departments of your function, of your unit. You are loyal to the company, which is the going entity, right? Even if you feel that you are liability to the company, the first thing you should do is move yourself out. Okay. For me, why I retained them was that I saw the learning curve and the cost of learning curve. And we take logical decisions. Any finance guy, and I will tell you that, I totally meandered from sales to operations to finance towards the end of my career, okay, my corporate career. I know this for sure that you have to be smart. What looks in the balance sheet, what looks in the cost sheet, there is another dimension to it, and that HR dimension is the learning curve. And the amount of investment I saw in learning curve and redesigning something, because I'm doing something new, I'm training people on that. For me to do the whole exercise again, with the 3-year inflation added onto the salaries, it did not make business sense to remove people, and that's why I did. But will I do it always? Not necessarily. And so I'd like to add something here. Yesterday I was talking to some people, they asked me about the JP Morgan journey. And in 2008 I joined JP Morgan, so I saw the subprime crisis firsthand. And in 2009, I got a global IIM award. And I'll tell you that that 1 year I really won. Rest of the years, in the industry, I got promotions. In that year when I worked in 2008, one of the engagement, so I was staying from McKinsey and we wanted to go to McKinsey, end of our engagements, the projects we call engagement. So one of the engagement was to give pink slip. You understand pink slip? Right? To remove somebody from company and give pink slip, right? And
I don't know why it is called pink slip.
Because, so anyway, that will be digression, but I have to do an engagement, I have to do a project. Globally, asset management JP Morgan, how the pink slip has to be given. Okay. Sorry, in CDO. And in that list, I put my name. That this is the logic. When the situation hits this logic, I should be removed. This is the way you have to look at liability. Even you as an employee, if you are liability, then you have to put it up.
See, you in your initial part of your presentation focused a lot about self and understanding self, how knowing self, controlling posture, what you control, focus on that to deal with unknown. But in real life, most of the situations we face are actually because of external. Okay? So when you are focused on self, how to deal with because you are not focused on outside, you are focused on self. So is there any contradiction?
Yeah, so it is the play of words. Okay. What I say is you work on yourself, not focus on yourself, work on yourself. Because you can only work on yourself. Let's say, as I gave the example, there's a king cobra right now in front of us. Can I change anything on that king cobra? Nothing. It is an animal which has got poison, which has got a strike rate of around 3 meters. Okay, so I gather information in that sense. But action of working is on myself. Fight, flight, first I will see whether it is a rat snake or a king cobra. If it is a rat snake, nothing to do. If it is a king cobra, what to do? If I have to fly, then what should be my first step? Backwards or forward? Sideways. Where is the exit? So whenever a situation comes, it is influenced by environment. That is why in my next slide there was environment. But the working is on yourself. What reaction you give best comes is when you are thinking of your strength, your weakness. Suppose I am having one leg which is broken. There is a king cobra. What's the best bet? To lie still.
So you look at yourself and then decide what you want to do.
You work on yourself. First work on yourself. Because that's the thing which you can change the fastest. Like I gave the Cobra example as a situation. But when you say that I'm going to a corporate, and let's say tomorrow I join exactly as a faculty. You are all my senior colleagues. Okay? Now looking at you, how you are doing, what you are telling about students, what's telling about students are telling about you, will not make me irritated. I have to know that what is the subject I will teach. I will take a survey, I will take your views, I will learn from you, I will take a lot of help from each one, collaborate and all that. But the working when I am in the class, what I do or perform is totally on how I work on myself.
So I am a finance professor. So I have to ask the finance question. That will be the last one. Okay. So you have a wonderful, you still have it, MBA box, you say.
You want to see that?
No, I know I wanted to distinguish and in a practice sense, explain to our students because I will explain very differently. You explain to them difference between risk and uncertainty. Okay? That is a fundamental difference as per the finance theory and professor. But in practice, when you say I will focus on self, how do you deal with risk and uncertainty? that
Quadrant.
box. You put it.
It's a good.
And so that will be my last.
Why don't you tell something then? Because you already, when the question is coming, I already know that the prompt is already thought. And in the next class, you're going to use the example in this problem. So please go ahead. I can also sense that.
No, it is not like that. I also want to know a practitioner's view. Because just to give you a perspective from a theory, this debate happened in 1990. There is a professor who has 7 or 8, I don't exactly know, 7, 8 students, who are over. The name of the professor is what might matter. We all sit, the literature calls it 9th uncertainty. Just, and it has not a qualification for entrepreneurship. 1990 is the case. This case. So I want to know a practitioner's view, because when you say focus on self, typical risk manager does not focus on self. It focuses on outside. In practice, I'm a risk manager. So I want to know your perspective. I don't want to give my opinion. I will give them in the class, so they will know. So that box, you can say, take something.
You want to put the box up?
No, you can say.
Alright. So, you see, uncertainty, okay. Where is the risk level? Okay. Uncertainty is not equal to risk. And like it is a gradation of risk. That uncertainty is there, the risk factor could be more. And in finance, the RF factor is more, the return is also more, right? So every risk has an opportunity. I mean, like if you are talking from an entrepreneurship way of looking at it, right? But then I balance my risk and I move ahead with it, right? In that quadrant, you see that whichever is unknown, and I don't know about it, as a finance guy, the first instinct I would have is that don't touch it. Right? And I'm talking purely from an investment banking point of view, right? That if you are unknown about something and unknown about things that you don't know, I won't touch that topic. Where I work are 2 points. One is known, and I know, and I'm trying to search the truth by challenging myself. But the conventional thing theory says that in that return is where I make a little bit more return is in the quadrant where it is unknown, and I know that that particular thing is unknown. So I gather knowledge and I do. And conventionally, that is the place where I will be making a chunk of my portfolio in that. Okay. This is how I would look at it from an investment banker point of view. From an entrepreneur point of view, the dimensions definitely change. But if you can put a lead to me or give me a cue, then where is it that you want, what is the hook you are giving me so that I can make it elucidate more?
I actually wanted to learn through this question. My understanding of in layman's language, a person faces risk and future is continuum of past. It means I can see the future in the lens of past. This has happened this. For example, the students who come here look at what happened last year, what is the salary, how is it, what is the future. So look at the future in the lens of past. That's this. Whether that will happen. So which is actually known or unknown. I know that I don't. But if you want to see the future, when the future is not continuum of past, means I cannot visualize the future in the lens of past. That's something. Okay, that's the practice from my end. So I will, if you focus on self, or you make sure and how to deal with with things which you have no control over, or you don't know that you don't. Known unknown. We call the first quarter.
Yes.
Or unknown unknown.
Yes.
That's what we say.
Right.
I would say that's where the uncertainty.
That's what the maximum uncertainty is. Yes, that's true. Maximum uncertainty is there. And I don't have a clue. I don't have even a clue that I don't know that. How bad is that? That's a blind. Okay. And that happens. Like
So,
yesterday,
what I was thinking,
when the research was happening on COVID virus, there was a total blind that the world will face this pandemic. I mean, we can talk about India, we can talk about what we saw in India. But do you understand that all airports across the world were shut? I mean, I didn't see that in any movie also. No movie director could imagine that before that all airports will be shut. I mean, can you imagine that this was the situation? I mean, you and me have
actually, I faced it.
Yes.
Let me tell you, when this pandemic hit, I was the dean of this place.
Yes, okay.
Okay. I had only 24 hours to start the campus, ask the students to leave. And we have to start our classes next week.
See,
We don't know.
so no unknown. Yes, I understand that. But you see, any trader understands, and I'm talking from this mind, that the biggest opportunity came in that type of business. See, that's a bad part of it. Like 2008 downturn, I can write a book on it. First time I have seen it. But the highest, JP Morgan was number 7 or 9 bank in US before 2008 subprime crisis. After subprime crisis, we became number 1 bank. Today also we are number 1 bank. So wherever there is high risk, there is high return. But then we need to know that we have to play.
So I have also got visual signal from the other side that I should stop here. And it was a pleasure talking to you. And it was a fabulous presentation. Thank you for sharing your views. And now I will, whatever the first thing, the students will have questions.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. I think beautiful questions. Very well thought. And nice that you have listened to what I was saying throughout. So,
Of course, a teacher can be only a teacher if he listens.
oh wow, excellent.
I would now like to open the floor for questions from the audience. However, due to the paucity of time, we will only take 2 questions from the audience.
Yes, please.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I joined JP Morgan. The things are very organized. There is a proper hierarchy to the maintain. The things people know what to do and what not to do. But when you directly come to the business, everything has to be managed by you. Starting from hiring, procurement, raw materials, taking the gas burner. How do you adapt to that thing?
I'm still learning, number 1. Number 2, as I said, I'm still leading. Okay. Number 3, the biggest change which I see. See, I didn't create that structure. I worked in a small organization before joining XIMB. I joined a huge organization after that. So I know the practices. The thing is that the kind of manpower I was having in my team, okay, understand strategy and consulting team of JP Morgan. So we will have people from all the big three schools, including Harvard, Stanford, and all. So I had the opportunity of going and doing campus thing from there. So the thing is that I don't have the capital to have that kind of manpower. I don't have the capital to create that kind of an administrative behemoth, which gives a big support and it's like a fort. So that is what I'm groping with. Okay. Understand when you are working with manpower who used to understand your cues, whatever you are telling 1, 2, 3, and then the execution will happen. Here I have to keep on following because I mean whatever said and done, okay, a resource whom you are paying 1 crore per annum, and a resource whom you are paying say 12 lakhs per annum, and find out that what I need and how I need to work with them. Yes, that is one thing which is a huge shift. Okay, and I'm waiting for the day that I scale up and get better quality manpower. When I will be I will be flushed with funds. The first thing I'm going to do is invest in manpower, and that is, I say, HR is also important. Finance is back home, but HR is important. You see, finance is not allowing me to get there. Yes. Did I answer your question?
Good morning, sir. I'm Vishal Nandale, exam PM batch of 2025. So, being from a defense background, even I wanted to join the National Defense Academy, and as you hear from the academy, so I just wanted to know what are the similarities between the learnings you had at the academy and how did you implement it here in your MBA, as well as how did you landed up doing an MBA after the academy?
First of all, you got a very nice name. All cricket lovers will know that you got two cricketers' names in one name, right? Ganguly, Saurav Ganguly, Rishabh Pant. Okay, good. Please take that.
That's not Ganguly, that's Nagule.
Okay, Ganguly, okay. Yeah. Good. So, as I said, that you see, when I have taken finance papers in my second year, I took it with a different purpose, and definitely I took papers of faculty home and all, right? And I ensured that I take maximum. That time I didn't know why I was doing it. Like that, whatever I did in MBA, or whatever short duration I was there, I thought that that is gone once I leave. But then those things stay with you. And it is very interesting that as life progresses, you reach a situation where the dot is connected. Okay, can you imagine, okay, somebody who is in a cushion job in JP Morgan kind of an organization coming out and able to go and travel 40,000 kilometers across India, sit with farmers, okay, have a meeting with them, okay, and then physically live sack and loaded truck. If I was not taught in India that to become a good officer, you have to be a good soldier, maybe I would not have believed in it and I would not have done it consistently. I'm not doing like a rank operator. 6 years I've given up my life. If you see that in my 27 years of my career, then 25% of that I've given to this, out to this entrepreneurship. Where did that come from? So there is something that was planted when I was 17 years old, which is coming to in core to me in the age of 42 to 47. So, that's how it is. And how MBA happened, I wanted to do MBA. Okay, I did not complete my course in IIT Roorkee. I came to do MBA. First class, I had got through 2 IIMs written and XAMB and XLRI, but I attempted for the first time. I did not get through any of the interviews. And that's the first time I faced failure in life. And I became so determined on that, I said that I am not going to give any other exams. Why is it that I did not get? And I found out that because of lack of work experience. So I went and got a job. When I got a job, after that I went to IIT Roorkee because my call came after that. I joined 2 months later, I came back. I said my calling is MBA. So I have to get to that MBA part. So I came back and worked for 4 years. Okay. And in the year, I only give that. Schools like Singapore University, New York University, because NIT was nice enough to make it outside and make so many good institutes. I had a best, but when I came in after 2 months, I found that this is a very good place. So MBA was always there. XIB happened, and when XIB happened, I remember that my brother saw the result. Okay, and he asked me today, my interview of first time was much better than my interview second time. Okay, my second time interview, I was on the mood of not joining. Okay, but it happened. But then you take it on your stride. Once I got in, I found this to be a great place. I mean, excellent place. I mean, it was an outland, and I can tell you there are many proud moments like having single mom, intranet, and all that. We were the first institute across India. After us MBA, then I am at home. Believe it, we are that again. Even ISB did not have so much of money. Right? So there are so many things in the faculty and all. I did not. There were some 6 chartered accountants in my batch. one dropped out because of the rigor of the first term. Okay, and the rest five told that we have not found a finance accounting prof like Professor Ramana. I was thinking, wow, 5 chartered accountants are telling this to this budget. And then I realized, wow, every class, from first class to that class, a person is able to recap in 5 minutes. What talent? So you see, we also get impressed. Professor Bhatikar sir, you know, first class I have not seen except in India somebody coming and shooting machine guns. Okay, SOB, I am SOB, sweet old money. You know what is SOB, right? So that makes you stay here and then, you know, as life progresses, all dots are connecting. And I see that when I'm in this entrepreneurship journey, all my work experience, all my academics, okay, are coming to use. As I move ahead on my supply chain, goods and vegetable supply chain gig, I am seeing that a lot of geology is coming to use now. Because I am going to do a lot of GPS and all that, and we are able to do from remote sensing now that which state is going to have better production of carrot next year. I mean, think of it, all this diversity or this diverse career which I had is all culminating into one place now. So yes, it's working. I mean, see, anywhere you have put sincere hard work and effort and you have had your learning, never go waste. Someday it will come to go.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience.
As we come to the end of the talk, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our speaker, the Sheldon Practical in Science. I'm sure the students have been inspired by our journey and hope to follow your footsteps in their career trajectory. I would also like to thank Sir, our moderator, for his constant support to the BES team and making the session structured and helping us get the best out of it. Now we, from the BES team, would request our faculty moderator to present a token of appreciation to the speaker for their contribution towards the summit and making it a special one. We are also privileged to give a copy of the newly launched Expo Quarterly Magazine, BES edition, by the Exile Alumni Committee as a token of our admiration and gratitude for our distinguished alumni for this invaluable contribution. Thank you, sir. It was really a pleasure to have you on campus for this special event. I would also like to thank the audience for keeping the session engaging and showing their enthusiasm towards the summit. Lastly, I'd like to thank Ignatic, the media and PR cell of XIMD, and XLM, the photography committee of XIMD. I'd also like to thank our dignitaries, our professors, and our students. Now, I would like to request the audience to stay back as the speaker takes our lead.